Protect your DNA. BioPQQ can promote formation of new mitochondria. Infowarsstore.com.
When war doesn't have a name anymore, now war has a face. Millions of men and women that relive those horrors every single day of their life. Every day.
Everything that I was in my whole career, my whole path, everything that I wanted to do, it was stripped away from me.
Project 22 is about raising awareness for the fact that 22 veterans are committing suicide every single day. But it's not just about awareness, it's prevention. We're trying to prevent. And we have to show these veterans what's out there for them.
We're a family that's seen the hell of war, and we've taken the pain we've gone through, and we've helped over 450 that have come through here.
There is hope for you, and there's more than hope. There is a very high probability that you can get your life back and return to function.
If you take out the war and the killing and all the ugliness, the core of what we did and who we are is something beautiful. Live those horrors every single day of their life. Every day.
Everything that I was in my whole career, my whole path, everything that I wanted to do, it was stripped away from me.
Project 22 is about raising awareness for the fact that 22 veterans are committing suicide every single day. But it's not just about awareness, it's prevention. We're trying to prevent. And we have to show these veterans what's out there for them.
We're a family that's seen the hell of war, and we've taken the pain we've gone through, and we've helped over 450 that have come through here.
There is hope for you, and there's more than hope. There is a very high probability that you can get your life back and return to function.
If you take out the war and the killing and all the ugliness, the core of what we did and who we are is something beautiful.
Joining me now is Stan Mayer. He is a Marine and combat wounded veteran of Iraq and Afghanistan, currently living here in Austin, Texas. Stan will be hosting a screening of Project 22 here tomorrow night. This film was created by your close personal friends and fellow veterans in an effort to help, bring some hope and stop this suicide epidemic. So thank you so much for being here.
Thank you for having me.
How did you get involved with Project 22?
I got involved with Project 22 as a result of a personal experience with veteran suicide. I lost my best friend as a casualty of this epidemic that's plagued the veteran population since we've returned. And the result of that was me reaching out to Doc and Dan as they were filming Project 22 and saying, "Hey, what you're doing is a pretty amazing thing. How do I get involved?" Well, they're in the midst of filming that, and it wasn't until afterwards that we actually connected personally and met with each other. Now I'm trying to proliferate the word by encouraging people to host screenings throughout the country, different states, and this has been going on all over the place. I have a screening that's about to be hosted in Hawaii right now, which is good.
Mm-hmm. And so the film was made by Doc and Dan, two combat veterans. What was the defining moment for them where they said, you know what, enough is enough, we've got to do something? And then they set about on the 6,500-mile cross-country journey.
So Doc and Dan had been friends for a while. At the time, I believe they were in New York, and they were both going through their own personal struggles with this. The reality is that veterans are trained, soldiers, Marines, whatever, servicemen are trained for years to prepare them for battle. They go overseas and they fight and they experience all these things. There's no reason that they're not capable of reintegrating back home when they return, but we get a 3, maybe 7-day separation course, and we're on our way when we get out of the military. And this is why there's such a disconnect with veterans feeling isolated, not able to reintegrate. We could do a much better job at doing that. What inspired Doc and Dan to do this, after their own personal struggles with this situation, they made the phone call, talked to each other, and said, "Hey, man, this is insane. We have to do something, anything." Nobody's really taking action. So they thought that if they could ride across the country and film this and shove this film into as many people's faces as they could possibly present it to, that they could at least get people talking about it. And it was to raise awareness. But the beauty of what this film actually did, now that we've been screening it throughout the country, is that it's beginning a dialogue between family members and veterans, the community. People are completely unrelated to the veteran population. You don't have a friend that was in the war, you don't have a father that served, doesn't matter. People are seeing that there is they're dispelling the idea that every veteran that comes home that has PTS or TBI or has experienced war is now dysfunctional, not a functional member of society. But what it comes down to is that veterans are actually highly functional members of society, some of the most functional members of society, because they have this great wealth of wisdom and knowledge that comes from where they've been. And we're watching this dialogue begin, and it's really beautiful.
Mm-hmm. So what would you say is the general response from veterans, their family members alike? And I know that the film was able to kind of expose a lot of different therapies that veterans are engaging in, rather than just, I think the initial response from the VA is to kind of give them the pills to help them cope, and obviously that might not be effective.
Yeah, it's... I love this because this film is exposing a lot of things. And one of the things they'll show in the film is veterans having sailing clinics, and veterans doing yoga, and veterans throwing clay and making pottery, which is great. Most veterans are going to say, "No, thank you. I'm going to sit at home and play video games," which is fine. You can do whatever you want. The point isn't that you need to go sailing to not kill yourself. The point is that you need to reach out. You need to get with people. You need to start a dialogue. Have a buddy that calls you. And at the very end of the film, a point is made that says, "Pick up the phone." It's that easy. And that doesn't mean me as Marine Stan has to call my Marine Dan and say, "Hey man, are you doing okay tonight?" But Leanne, call me anytime and see how we're doing, and reaching out to the community and linking that up.
Connecting like that. Well, it's definitely a very important project. You're going to be screening Project 22 here in Austin, Texas, like I said, Wednesday night. To reserve a seat to that, you're going to go to tug.com. You'll select Project 22. There will be a link there. You can purchase tickets for the Austin screening, but you can also see all of the other screenings that are going to be taking place all throughout the United States. But there's something else that's really important with this film, is that it is crowd-sourced screening. So how can people request Project 22 in their city?
So it's actually really simple. A lot of people see that and they're like daunted by it. You know, like host a screening of a film and have to go out and talk to the theaters. You actually have nothing to do with the theater whatsoever. It's you simply you can go on the Medicinal Missions website, and there's the drop box that says Project 22, and you can request a screening through TUG. And when you do that, a liaison that handles everything, it just says, hey, I want to show this movie in Austin, Texas. And they say, hey, these theaters are available. What night do you want? This night.
Yeah.
And then they say, all right, tickets will be on sale through the website. Advertise on Facebook, talk to your friends, reach out, you know, BFWs, whatever you can. It doesn't matter, however you can get people involved, and then they purchase tickets through the website. And if they meet the threshold of ticket sales, then they'll put the show on. If they don't, then the show doesn't go on.
Right, so it's all about getting the word out. Well, just the closing word, why is it important for people to see this film?
This film is important because it's, like I said, it's beginning that dialogue. It's